So welcome back to Stompa Production. The last video I showed the work on the torso, and I had a mock-up of the head. The mock-up is this, and the torso still looks the same. I just did a bit of a hole here for the shoulder. I put it in the middle. I think that's what I wanted. We'll see. And I showed you this mock-up head thing. Now what I did, I just flipped that out on a piece of plastic card, cut that out. And I also, here's sort of, this is the head from the front and from the side, and I thought that this could be a good curve. Turned out that it wasn't enough, so I started looking my box of pipes and things, you know, for something that could work that had this, sorry, I can't point the camera correct, I'm not a cameraman, I'm sorry, but I get this nice curve. I did sort of some plastic card pieces to try this out, and then I just noticed that I had a toilet paper roll that has the exact diameter of the head, 4 centimeters. So I cut out this. Here's the toilet paper roll. You can see it in there. Toilet paper roll. Put foam top and bottom to strengthen it really. So when I roll the plastic card around toilet paper, the toilet paper roll wouldn't lose its shape. I mean, this is hard. This will hold well. So now I have a head. I like this. I put a bit too much glue here when I put on the plastic card on the toilet paper roll, but as you can see, I can still open this up quite a bit. So we'll work on that once we're putting it on. We'll have some plastic card covering this top and the bottom. And when I had done this head, I don't know what I was thinking. I was some point in the designs I thought I could use this bit, but it's tiny. The Death Dread head is tiny, but I like this head. I like this, you know, one big eye and one tiny eye, and this skull thing, and these tiny pyramid-shaped spikes on the top. So what I did was I glued a couple of layers of plastic card on top of each other to make small cubes. I'll cut these cubes into pyramids, and then I'll make an Oyamaru mold so I can pump out a bunch of green stuff. See, I'll make 4 different spikes because I don't want them to be all looking the same. They can all point a bit in different directions. Not perfect pyramids, but wonky, orcish style pyramids. So I can make a bunch of spikes to cover this beast, because we'll need, like this, spikes on the head, of course. He's got some spikes going here on the front. I like that as well. And all over this thing we'll need spikes, of course, just like we'll need rivets. So spikes and rivets, yay! But I took this concept and I drew sort of this square and just, where is it? I just drew this image. So here's the concept art for the head. So we'll move that over to this one. Some bits will be plastic card, like this eye and these extra eyes on the side, on the outside of the eye. The teeth will be plastic card, and then we'll probably sculpt the top of the head to get sort of good, get these cheekbones going and stuff. But I think that'll work. This looks really thin, and this picture is a bit wider, but as we put the jaw on, it's going to grow a bit. And as you see, these cheekbones, they go out a bit, so I think this can work. This can work. I sanded these, they look all nice and smooth now. They're ready to get details, both the hip and the abdomen. The only thing I'm not sure about is this body. It has the right width and height, I'm sure that. This looks good. It's just the depth. I'm thinking maybe it's too deep. I'm thinking of cutting off just a bit on the front and a bit on the back, and maybe cutting out a bit of a hole here for smokestacks and exhausts and some, you know, like I really like this design. Have I showed you this before? Something like this. This feels orky to me. A bunch of things come out here on the back. And if I put all of that on the outside of the body, it'll grow even more and become even deeper. I'm not sure if I like that. I'm not sure yet. So I'm putting pause on the torso. I'm going to work more on the head. And I decided to do a bit of work on the arm. Once I have a sort of a mock-up for the arm, the head, torso, of all these parts, sort of we can start to get a feel for, is the torso the right shape and size. But that brings me to the next question of the arm. You see, this is a 3 centimeter piece that's going to be flat, and then the curve begins. So I'll do something similar to the torso, but this time I'll just use plastic card all the way here, and then layers of foam core, so I can carve this out. I started with the experience of having a pipe the right size for the head. I started to look for a pipe this wide, and I didn't have one. So the pipe that I did have was this wide. As you see, that's I'm not sure if that's okay. But as I had these two sitting on my desk, I just noticed something. Shoulder joint. Perfect fit. So I'm gonna go with these just because now I have something for the wrist. So I can more easily sort of mount the hand on the arm. And I even toyed with the idea of removing the small elbow and use this as a giant elbow. And I'm actually going to try that out for the gun arm, because that'll make the gun arm shorter. See, it'll go up a bit and give me more room for long guns. I mean, this hole is going to, bunch of stuff's going to come out here for the gun arm. So the gun arm will have this for an elbow, and the close combat weapon arm will have this for a wrist. So there'll be a giant hand mounted here. And pull out some magnets so we can start to magnetize these things. That'll make it easier to sort of get a feel for, is everything in the right proportion? Do I like this? I'm liking it, but it's just the size of this that I'm not sure of. And notice this: when you open these little things, they have this ridge there, and a magnet fits perfect in there. I haven't glued this in yet, but if I close this, it'll actually hold the magnet in place. So I don't need to make the commitment just yet. But obviously the hand is going to be magnetized to the arm, so I can pull the hand out and put something else in. Same goes for the gun hand. And I'll probably magnetize this to this to this, so there'll be a bunch of more magnets. And the head will be magnetized. Everything will be magnetized. Yay for magnets, and yay for Oyomaru. I'll see you later, and hopefully I'll have something more to show you with this crazy Stompa production thing.